So my daughter yesterday morning, I don't know, one of the mornings, last night, she was making herself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for school, right? And the peanut butter is an all natural peanut butter and it's really, really thick. Do you know the kind where it doesn't have, it's like you have to mix it really well. And then, you're lazy in the beginning and you kind of get the juicy part out. And then all of a sudden you're left with like the hard stuff, right? So she was slapping on this peanut butter onto this organic bread that has like none of it was her pleasure, right? So she's putting it on there and it busts a hole in the bread, right? Because it's so thick and the bread's so like seedish, right? So it busts a hole and she crumbles it up in her hands and throws it away and is like, forget it, I'm not having peanut butter. And then she says, well, they don't allow peanut butter in school anyway. And I'm like, yes, they do. There's a peanut butter free table for the kids who are allergic, but the rest of the kids can eat peanut butter. You just can't sit at the peanut butter free table. So let's not make excuses. Let's be honest with the real issue here. So what's the real issue? And she's like, well, I can't make this peanut butter. The peanut butter is so thick, I can't spread it. All right. And I said, so your job is to try 3 solutions before you come to me for help. And you can't throw away any more peanut butter and bread. I don't have any solutions. What am I supposed to do? The bread, this, it doesn't work. So 3 solutions and you stay in the kitchen until you try 3 things. I don't care if you fail at all of them, but you got to come up with 3 solutions and try to think differently 3 times, right? So at first she was very resilient. She did not like this. I was mean mom. I swear there was like some cussing under her breath. Like, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. She's probably like, I wasn't cussing. Right. But so she reluctantly, she's like, well, I could stir it more. Right. I'm like, yeah, you could stir it. So go for it. Try it. She's like, she's stirring it and it's not working. So she's like, oh, it doesn't work. And I'm like, you get 2 more solutions to go. All right, you get 2 more solutions to go. So she comes up with another solution. I can't even remember what the solution. Oh, I'm going to meditate on it. I'm going to say, you can go. And we can talk to plants. We can talk to this peanut butter. You can be soft, right? I'm going to manifest it, right? So she tried to manifest it. And it didn't work. She's like, I tried. You see, I tried and it didn't become, juicy, right? So then she says, well, I could put it in the microwave. Now it was a plastic container, which I don't love, but it was a plastic container. And at the top of plastic containers, they often seal it with this aluminum, right? And so you cut the aluminum off, but sometimes you don't get it all, right? So I said, go for it. If that's your solution. Well, sure enough, the thing catches on fire. and I let her do it, right? And she's like, oh, it's on fire. So it's like a little spark, like it's sparking. So I said, all right, so you tried 3 things. What did you learn? Well, I learned not to put, the jar in the microwave because it can catch fire. I learned that manifesting didn't work, right? And I learned that it's too hard to just twirl around. And I said, all right, good. So you tried 3 things and you learned 3 things. So you open to another idea, right? And she says, yes. And I said, what if we do a double broiler, right? For a few minutes. What if we fill a pan with water and then put it inside just enough to get it warmed up to mix it around, right? Okay, I'll give that a shot. So she does that. And sure enough, it melts down a little bit and she's able to stir it and make her peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And so I said, what did you learn? Well, I learned that I can heat it on low and I just, I'm going to mix it patiently for a couple minutes and then it's fine. So, I share this story with you because in the beginning, it could be so easy to throw our arms up, to say, crunch up that peanut butter jelly or the peanut butter portion of the sandwich and throw it away and be like, this is not going to work, right? And feel defeated because nothing can work. That's very easy to do. And I've done that a bunch. What I encourage everyone here and my 10-year-old and myself to do is to think differently. Every single time we have some kind of challenge, shift our thinking, try new things, fail as many times as you possibly can. In fact, the woman who developed Spanx, what was her name? Oh, shoot. I forget, the woman who developed Spanx. Caroline knows who developed Spanx. This is, oh, she's looking it up. She's so resourceful.
Her name is Sarah Blakely.
Sarah Blakely. So you know the story, Jen, right? So she invented Spanx. No one believed that this was going to be a great thing. She kept on going and she became this bazillionaire, right? So they interviewed her and they said, you know, what do you attribute the success to? And she said, my dad used to ask me, he didn't say, what did you do right? My dad used to ask me, how did you fail this week? Right. And it really shifts the thinking to say, I anticipate failure because if I'm not failing, that means I'm not trying. At some point, I'm going to succeed, right? But if we're not trying and being creative and thinking and shifting, then we're not going to, you know, produce the Spanx, right? And get people to buy them. She went into all these stores personally, like she had a whole different thing that she tried a bunch of things and eventually they worked. So what I ask you is, what are you dismissing in your life right now? Right? What are you giving up on? What are you kind of like, oh, that's never going to work, right? And if it's nothing, right? And if it's something rather, you know, how can you shift your thinking? How can you not throw away that peanut butter sandwich? How can you think just a little bit differently to invite failure, kind of like Spanx, right? Inviting opportunities to fail.